Hello, and welcome to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. Today, a kind of special edition. I'm here with Al in Japan. How's it going, Al?
Hey, going very well. We have a rainy day here. A little bit of a
Big rainy
typhoon
day.
going through Japan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a 3-day weekend here, but it's a rainy day for most people. Apparently, tomorrow is supposed to be sunny. That's what I heard.
All right. Great.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. And today we're going to take a look at a beer from a brewery in Shiga Prefecture in Omihachiman. And that brewery is called Two Rabbits Brewing Company. And the beer is this one. It's called Craft Beer Coffee. Kind of a generic name, but we're going to talk a little bit about perhaps why it's generic in a minute. This beer is made in collaboration with, as Al is showing you right here, La Collina, which is, what is La Collina, Al?
Well, it is a company, and they have I guess they have a parent company which makes
Tanea.
Baumkuchen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tanea. And there, if you drive up onto the east side of Lake Biwako, there is a bit of a tourist trap called La Collina. And as you drive into the parking lot, you will see something that looks like out of the Tolkien, basically, the Hobbit town,
I
a
will try to put a
grass-covered
picture up right
building.
here. A picture of it for you.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that would be great.
Yeah.
Please do
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
mhm.
so, yeah, if you do stop by this tourist trap, the one good thing about it is they have these two limited beers here. I mean, they sell, I think Neva can fill you in, but on those, but they sell snacks, and in particular, this German Baumkuchen cake, literally tree cake in German, Baum and Kuchen.
Tree
Yeah.
cake. Yeah.
And it's made on a spit, and they add layers to it, and then they slice it up, and you get these wheels, basically a wheel with rings that go throughout from the center to the edge.
Right.
It's got a sweet kind of ice sugar on it.
When you go there, you can see how they produce it on this spit here, and they're putting.
Yeah, they show you how they make it,
and then putting another layer on and cooking it, and yeah. What do you think of Baumkuchen, Al?
Well, I've had enough Baumkuchen for a lifetime. Once was enough. It's kind of a light. It's kind of like a pound cake with icing on the outside, maybe something like that. It's it's okay. It's I guess you mentioned that it was used in for like weddings. It's a common a gift that's given to the participants at the wedding, possibly.
Because of the ring.
I see people lining up for it. Yeah. And I see people lining up for it at department stores and so on and so forth. I don't know if it's for the flavor or not. It's sweet, kind of a light cake. It's okay. It's nothing I think to shout about or
certainly not. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, La Collina is kind of the flagship store for this company called Tanea, and they also have a kind of offshoot called Club Harie, Harie, and they have a few shops around the Omihachiman area as well. But apparently they have teamed up with Two Rabbits to produce a beer, or two beers. The other one is the green tea and rice ale, which we have reviewed as well. And two beers for the store, the flagship store. And you can buy these in La Collina. There are basically three shops, and they're pretty much selling all the kind of the same thing. So, as you wind your way around, you can buy something, and when you go to the next one, you'll see the same stuff. But the beer is in the first one, so you can pick those up there. And let me talk a little bit about Two Rabbits. which is brewed in Omihachiman. And they started in 2018, and they were founded by two young men who were studying at Kyoto University in an MBA program, one an Australian, one a Mongolian. And they decided that they were going to, for a project, they would try to plan the opening of a brewery. And they put a number of variables into a computer program asking where is the ideal location for a brewery. And after all the computer work, it spat out Omihachiman as the ideal location. And I'm not really sure why, but certainly Lake Biwa has an abundance of water for them. And so they started in 2018 there, and they have a brewery and tap room in kind of two separate locations, but they're, within like a minute's walk of each other. And in Omihachiman, along the canal area. Omihachiman is kind of a mildly popular tourist area in Lake Biwa area, and you can go there and take a boat on the canals and look at a lot of kind of retro shops and that sort of thing. So Two Rabbits, I think Al and I both say they're fairly decent brewery, and they among, I think, the 12 breweries I know of in Shiga, they are probably the best one of all. So this beer, let's take a look at this beer today. What are we going to have here? This is called Craft Beer Coffee, and I think they simply put a craft beer in very large format here, so people read it and go, oh yes, I've heard of craft beer. This is craft beer. And coffee. Oh yes, of course, coffee. So it is a red ale or international amber ale, according to Rate Beer, and 5% alcohol by volume. Only one rating on Rate Beer, and that was at 3.3 out of 5, and from 2022, so a couple years back. Untapped, there were 14 ratings when I checked, and the average was pretty much the same, 3.39 out of 5. So this costs 660 yen, and that would work out to about $4.40 US terms, and 4 euros 4 cents in euros. So, okay, so it does have coffee, and I think, as Al and I both know, coffee beers can be difficult to make well. You have to be careful with the kind of coffee you use, and certainly how long you steep the coffee in the beer. If it doesn't, if you steep it too long, you're going to get a scorched kind of character to it. So, yeah. Okay, well, shall we give it a go now? Okay, here we go.
Yes, let's do that. Here we go. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, it's got a good. All righty. Oh, I think I poured mine a little too vigorously here. Okay.
Hard pour.
Here we go. There we go.
Okay. Well, it is kind of a dark, maybe slightly reddish, not very dark, but reddish blonde sort of color.
Yeah.
With a nice fat finger of foam. Kind of spongy.
Yeah, definitely. You look at the, when I look at the can, being that the can is black, I would have kind of expected to be a porter. But so it's interesting that it's a red ale, which means
red ale, apparently.
Oh wow. Okay.
What do you get right away?
Whoa, yeah, there's coffee there.
There's coffee in here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're featuring the coffee for sure.
For sure. Yeah. It's funny how coffee and beer, of course, does not smell quite like coffee by itself in a cup, but this smells to me a bit scorched. I don't know.
Well, it's very dominant, that's for sure.
Very dominant coffee aroma for sure in this one.
Yeah, that roasted, maybe slightly, yeah, a little bit smoked.
Yeah. Slightly
Yeah, a bit of
tingly.
charcoal.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm not,
Okay,
yeah.
so coffee certainly dominates the aroma. How about the flavor?
Let's give it a shot here.
Okay. I was a bit worried. What do you think?
I'm not sure. It's not as obviously just coffee. It doesn't come off as, it's got much more of a, I know there is a blended character with the malt. The malt's a little bit fruity, a little bit sour and fruity, slightly. It's sweet and sour kind of.
Yeah, the aroma had me thinking it's going to be too scorched with the coffee character, but it's not.
You know, the coffee is really blended. The flavors are blended
there,
into the malt pretty well.
Yeah.
It's neither, it's odd in that it doesn't come across as either kind of as, it certainly doesn't come off as just straight malt or as straight coffee. It's formed a third entity of some sort.
Yeah. I think that's good. I mean, you get the character of the malt, you get the character of the coffee as well, you know.
Yeah.
It's not underdone in either one.
Yeah. Yeah, about mid-palate, there's a kind of there's a fairly, substantial fruit note. I get the coffee on the finish. There, I'm getting on the bitterness, I'm getting some coffee bitterness, and
I think this is well blended, really.
Yeah, I think it's balanced. I think that's something that's struck me also. We just tried that the green tea version that they did also for La Collina. And I didn't use the word balanced. That was superbly balanced. This is also balanced. The result is maybe not quite as interesting, but
yeah. And certainly this is not for me, it isn't the other one we had, the green tea one was a pale ale, and this is certainly got a little bit more roastiness to it. So a red ale, amber ale, for sure.
It was pretty unique. I think Two Rabbits knows how to brew. I mean, they definitely seem to know what they're doing. Maybe they over roasted the coffee, but I'm not sure. It dominates the nose, but
and we don't know which coffee this is or where it came from, what the provenance of it. There are some coffee roasteries, as I know, in that part of Shiga, very definitely. But they didn't specify where they got the coffee or anything like that.
Yeah, I would guess, I would guess they might have used a local coffee roastery, but if they don't tell you, then you just don't really know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very well done. They didn't go too strongly in either direction. I mean, the coffee's there. It's not overly present. It's not scorched. Mildly hopped.
Yeah.
Okay. I could give this a little higher score, I think, than the green tea one.
Yeah. I'm kind of maybe on a slightly lower score, but I'm not sure. The malt is okay. The malt's coming through now. Yeah, but it's it's a sweeter style. So
this would go very well with.
I think the other one would go better with sweets. It probably. Yeah, anything goes well with Baumkuchen as far as I'm concerned.
Or nothing goes well, I don't know.
Anything alcoholic anyway.
Yeah, I think this would be a nice compliment to Baumkuchen.
Actually, it would work because of the coffee. There is a little, I'm getting a bit more of the bitterness is coming out and the flavoring. The coffee bitterness is kicking in for me. It's funny because I think it took a little bit of aeration for that to open up a bit.
And as with the green tea one, I'm getting a touch of, I don't want to say exactly saltiness, but some kind of umami thing. as an aftertaste, you know.
Interesting.
Wow. Good job on this one. I think overall, you're not as pleased with this one as the green tea.
I'm not sure. I'm a little bit more baffled by it, but I think it's working out okay. It starts sweet, some bitterness and sourness kicks in the middle, but then it goes back, I think, to a bit more. The malt returns, and then the coffee bitterness is also there with maybe some bitterness in the end. So it's a little bit of they take you on a ride here. So that's kind of a good thing. That's something that I should probably praise. I like to, something that's just straight. One flavor that goes to the end is okay. That might work out well, but this is a bit of an adventure.
Yeah, one-dimensional beers, are if they're well made, okay, but one flavor, generally you want some kind of some palate changes,
an evolution of some sort. This okay. I'm coming to like this a little bit more, I think, as I drink it. I guess we'll have to go back there, get some bomb cooking, buy another.
Right. And as far as we know, these beers are this one and the green tea and rice ale are available only at La Collina. So you cannot buy them on the web.
If you want to get a picture, get a photo of yourselves at Hobbit Town there. It really does look, it's the nearest thing you'll see to Hobbit Town. Now that they've taken, Hobbit Town was destroyed after the filming of the movies. So it's the nearest you'll get in Japan anyway.
You've seen all of the Lord of the Rings movies?
Oh yes, many, many times over. They're often shown on Japanese television. They periodically go through.
I have a confession to make. I rented all three and watched them all on a New Year's Day.
Oh.
Over about 9 hours. Yeah.
Oh, good God. Yeah, that's a long. Yeah. The Two Towers is a little long, I find. The ending, it kind of goes on, plods a little bit, but yeah, I mean, what can you say? It's I'm a big fan of New Zealand, and when you get New Zealand scenery in there and hobbits, and hobbits and wizardry going on, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I actually I've rewatched that a lot of times. I don't get tired of it actually, except for like I say, Two Towers is
well-made movie for sure. Yeah,
but they're
in my opinion this beer, and once again, it is called craft beer coffee produced by two rabbits for Collina in Omi Hachiman. And I think I like it maybe a little better than Al does, but anyhow, you can probably give this a go.
I'm coming around.
Yeah. So if you go to go ahead.
Yeah. I would say if you're going to Omi Hachiman, and of course, if you're driving, that's an issue, maybe take the time to go to the brewery maybe and try out some of their beers, the Two Rabbit beers, and then take a good long walk around the city there. It's actually very picturesque. It's a very manageable on foot. You can see, it's a nice kind of day trip from Kyoto. Make a trip to Omi Hachiman. Probably not all that crowded for the most part. Well, weekends, I don't know for sure, but it wasn't crowded when we went out there, and it was very pleasant.
Yeah, about an hour out of Kyoto on the train. So go up there, and if you go to La Collina, do pick up the beers there and give them a try. And if you have had these beers, please let us know what you think, and give us your opinion on coffee beers as well. So we hope you subscribe to the channel. And we will see you again real soon. Thank you very much, Al.
Thank you.
Okay. Everybody take care. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.
Here. Yeah. Sayonara.